Cheers. Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I am Naya.
I'm Lance.
And we are Lance and Naya.
You did it again.
Okay. We are Lance and Naya.
There you go. Yeah. What's up?
Welcome to our corner of YouTube. Today we have a story time for you guys as promised, and this is a fun story time. We also have wine.
Wine.
Because we like wine, if you don't know that by now.
Yes.
So we have somewhat of a fun themed story time for you guys today. This is our biggest argument. It's kind of funny, so that's why we decided to tell the story. We don't condone negativeness on this channel, or arguing for that matter, but we're a couple and couples argue, and it's important that you learn from your arguments. So that's why we're telling this story. Exactly. This is purely for entertainment purposes. Don't judge me, don't judge him. Anyway, Zalabala. No. Without further ado, let's get into the story.
So this is my junior year, senior year of college.
And this is my junior year of college.
We are going down to Miami separately. Yeah. I planned a trip with my group of friends to, my boys, my homies, to go down there. And she also wanted to go down there herself.
Yeah, not with him.
Not with me. Specifically not with me.
Yeah.
I asked her to come with. She was like, no, I want to go down, just not with you.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I just said, you go with your friends and I'll go with my friends.
Yep, exactly.
We both booked our flight and we stayed separately. So him and his friends booked a hostel.
Our hostel is right on the South Beach.
I stayed at my friend's apartment because it saves money.
And where she is staying is like 30-40 minutes away.
Far away.
It's off in who knows where.
Yeah, it was far. Literally, like, there were dust.
the little hold on, I know what those are. Dang it, we're gonna remember that. Tumbleweeds.
There were tumbleweeds rolling around. I'm telling you, I was in the country part of Florida. I was not on South Beach. Anyway, I was staying with my best friend at the time, and for the basis of this story, we're gonna call her Olivia. So anyways, yeah, it was far away from South Beach. So every day we would pay a $60 to $70 Uber to come down to South Beach, and we would stay with Lance and his friends. Like, we would leave our stuff in their hotel room or their hostel, and Lance had given me a key and everything, so I could like go in and out of the place and get my stuff.
That way we wouldn't have to be inconvenienced by
I wouldn't have to like look for him on the beach. Like, literally, if you've ever been
struggle.
Seriously, tons of people like on the beach. I have video clips, so I'll include a lot
of bunch
of
of little like
ants,
yeah, like a whole colony of ants.
Yeah, Ocean Drive is just the littest part of Miami. When you go for spring break, it's just a road full of like restaurants, bars, drunk people.
It's the part they show in the movies.
Being there every day, like, I was like, oh my gosh, I see these ATVs and these motorcycles or whatever, and the guys were just like picking up girls on the side and asking them if they want to ride, and girls were hopping on and like going all around Miami.
Sounds completely safe.
So I was like, before I leave here, I am going to ride one of those.
Important part of the story.
So anyways, yeah. Then, so we would party together every so often. You know, his friends were vibing with me and Olivia. Me and Olivia were vibing with them. You know, we liked each other. We were friends. Yes. Acquaintances. Whatever.
Something like that.
So yeah, so now fast forward to the night before our argument.
So the night before, the night of.
Yeah, the night before the showdown.
Yeah, the showdown.
Yes. It was a showdown.
Like we're gonna fight or something?
I was going to. Okay, anyways.
We are partying together. You know, they came, dropped their stuff off at the hostel, and then we went to the club. And, or not really a club, it was more like a bar. And, you know, Olivia and I were dressed up really nice to go to this bar and stuff. I had like heels on or whatever. I was looking spicy. You were.
But we got to this bar and his friends were like sitting with us. Okay, so I had gone to the bathroom, and when I came back, my seat was taken by somebody. I didn't know who this person was. Apparently it was one of Lance's friends that was also in Miami that had like stopped by to say hi or whatever. But when I got back, I'm like, why is someone sitting in my seats or whatever. We were having like drinks and eating food, so I was like just standing there with my heels on. Then Olivia looks at me and she's like, oh, it was Lance that gave up your seats. And I'm looking at Olivia and I'm looking at Lance like, I can't freaking believe that my own boyfriend, he's clearly paying attention to something else.
I don't know.
And not me.
Well, you were in the bathroom.
Okay, so what? But I was coming back. He gave up my seat like I wasn't there. That's what led up to like the argument.
It was a contributing factor.
It was a contributing factor. So I was really pissed about that. Eventually, like, they got up, the person got up and I was able to sit down. But the point was, like, I was wearing heels and Lance gave up my seat to somebody else. Yeah. So, and that's unlike him. Like, he's really nice. He treats me like a queen. I thought he was going to be really nice to me considering that, you know, I'm his girlfriend. But I guess not. So, yeah. So that was that night. Now, fast forwarding to the night of the arguments. Okay, go ahead, explain your.
So I guess it starts off with another club, because you know that's what you do in Miami on spring breaks. And me and the homies are at one club, and this one over here, and her friends are at another club. So we said like, hey, let's meet up like after we both are done with the club. Me and my friends, we finished clubbing first, and so we find someplace to eat. We find a nice little gyro place, and we
Euro, I think.
A Euro.
Just go. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You don't know, and I don't know what it is. So just tell the story.
So we get our food, and then the food place is like a street down from the hostel, so pretty close to the hostel.
Olivia and I also went to go get something to eat, but then we waited at the downstairs part of the hostel, like kind of in that lobby area, and we had got crispy crunchy chicken.
It's the best chicken on the planet.
It's seriously so good. All we do on this channel is eat.
I need you not to panic.
What?
Give me your wine glass. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Nancy,
okay.
Can you just tell what it is? What is it?
This.
What size was it? Like I didn't even see
big.
it. It was big?
Yeah. Okay, there he is.
You found it? Please kill it now.
How do I do this?
Just kill it. What do you mean? How do you do it? Do you have a fly swatter?
I don't. No.
Let me see it. Let me see. Am I gonna freak? Ah! Why is it so big? You're lying. There's no freaking way. Oh my gosh, it's right there.
Sorry, homie.
Before we were rudely interrupted by that spider. So we were talking about crispy crunchy chicken. So we got crispy crunchy chicken, brought it back to the hostel, and we were waiting for Lance and his friends like in the lobby area. The lobby area of the hostel is kind of like outside, like on the strip, so you can still see like the road and people walking and stuff. And I was seeing like the motorcycles pass by, and I'm telling Olivia like, oh my gosh, like I want to ride, like I've been saying that or whatever, and I was like, maybe tonight is the night. He calls me and he's like, where are you? So you're like, where are you at? Like, we're going blah 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 blah, whatever it was. So I was like, oh, we're at the bottom of the hostel.
So we were walking up, and you know, I'm on the phone with her, and we were on the phone, so I'm talking to them. I'm like, oh, they're right by the hostel. They're right by the hostel, guys. So you know, come on, let's go. Let's meet up with them. So the hostel's at the corner of an intersection, and let's say it's at the top right of the intersection if you're looking at it from above. It's at the top right, and we are on the bottom left, so we're like diagonally across from them.
Yeah.
And the hostel. So, but it's an intersection. So the light turns red or whatever, and I'm seeing these ATVs pull up at the light.
Yeah.
And
those ATVs were a group of guys, and they asked Olivia and I if we wanted a ride. Now, as I've been saying this whole story, I wanted to ride on those things. So I was like, yes, like of course we want to get on or whatever, but I'm still on the phone with Lance. Unknowing, I don't know where he is, okay? So I'm on the phone with him and stuff, and then the guy is like, oh, well, just like hop on or whatever. Like,
then one of my friends is saying like, hey Lance, isn't that Janae over there? And I look over there, and all I see is her getting on the back of some ATV. Mm-hmm. And then they drive off.
Yes. I got on, and so did Olivia, and we zoomed off. And I'm on the phone with Lance still. I can barely hear what he's saying. He's saying something like, but I'm not really hearing what he. But I needed both hands to hold on to him, so I put my phone. I hung up on Lance, and so we're riding through the streets of Miami. They're going extra fast. They're doing all these tricks. We're taking Snapchat videos. I get a call from Lance again, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should pick this up. I leave. So he calls me and he's talking about how I'm disrespectful this, disrespectful that, or whatever. But I couldn't really hear him, but I could tell he was like pissed off. And then I heard him mutter, bring back my key, like bring back the hostel key. So I was like, okay. And mind you, this is where Olivia and I are staying tonight. So already I'm like, bring back your key. Like, where are we supposed to sleep? Oh, we forgot to even say, this is at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was late. So I was like, okay, maybe we should get off. So like I'm telling her, like, let's get off, and the guys drop us off at the end of the street. So we start walking back towards Lance and his friends, and they look pretty pissed. Or he's pissed and they're more so like straight faced or whatever.
I guess they're more like matching my energy.
Yeah. They were just, because he's mad, it's like, let's see what's gonna go down. Or they were just observing, I guess. So then here I am, not thinking I'm wrong with anything, because I'm like, I just rode the motorcycle. Like, I don't think he would be that pissed off. Like, I was confused. Then I walk up to him and he was like, give me my key. And he says this in front of like all of his friends. And that's one thing I don't like, being embarrassed or disrespected in front of other people. I don't like that at all. So he said that or whatever, and I was like, okay. So I gave him back his key and stuff. And then some of his friends had like left and everything, and it was just like me, Olivia, him, and one of his other friends. Then we left that area that they were in, and they were walking towards the hostel. So Olivia and I are also walking towards the hostel because our stuff is in there. So as we're walking and crossing the street, he looks at me and he goes, you're gonna get your stuff and get the out. At 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I mentioned before, Lance is not rude or disrespectful, so all of this completely caught me off guard. In front of his friend and in front of Olivia, he chose to embarrass me. Like that. Anyways, so he's telling me I'm gonna get the out, but my stuff is up there, so I'm still following him. So I walk upstairs, we walk behind them, and they're rushing. And then when we get upstairs, my stuff and Olivia's stuff is packed neatly in whatever kind of corner you guys had it. And the two of them were standing in the middle of the room. It's not funny, you know. Really and truly.
Anyway.
Standing in the middle of the room, waiting for us to leave. Mind you, this is where we were supposed to be staying tonight. My boyfriend is letting me leave his place at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he embarrassed me in front of his friends because I chose to have fun on spring break in Miami. Like, he wasn't having fun the entire time. So I felt really disrespected. I looked at him and I said something along the lines of, don't let me embarrass you. Normally if I'm like really mad at him, I would say that, even though I would never like embarrass you like that. But he embarrassed me, so I was already like really pissed off. And we took an Uber home at that time. That $60-$70 Uber, we took that back to Olivia's apartment. So that incident in it of itself was kind of like the highlight of what had happened. I'm saying it lightly, but it was really an intense situation considering the fact that him and I never really argued. So it was kind of shocking the fact that we were even like in such a big disagreement in front of other people, because we don't argue in front of other people. So anyways, we took an Uber back and everything, and I was pissed off, but I knew that eventually like I would try to talk to him or he would try to talk to me or whatever. So like I called him either that morning, I think it was that morning, because he was going home that day. And I was like, oh, we need to talk. And then he was like, oh, I have a flight to catch or whatever. And I'm like, so what? But he didn't want to talk to me, and I knew that would like prevent us from talking for the next like 2 hours, so they'd have to fly back home, blah 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 blah. So we didn't get a chance to talk. But then my friend Olivia called him and was trying to talk to him about the situation, and I was hearing what he was saying, and he was just like, oh, Janae is so disrespectful, like she's rude, like I would never do anything like that to her. I get it, like it was an embarrassing thing because it happened in like literally like right in front of his group of friends and him, like they're looking for us to go out, and then here I go escaping on some other guy's like royal carriage or whatever. But like I was having fun. But that argument, we didn't speak for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that. From that argument, we learned a lot about ourselves and how we plan on handling future arguments. Definitely not in front of other people. We need to set our boundaries, things that are okay and not okay. I was just having fun, and I think that in and of itself was fine, but it's just how it happened and the fact that it happened in front of other people that made it like 10 times worse. I think we're fine now, obviously. Like that was years ago, 2 years ago, so it doesn't matter.
You say years like it's a whole decade.
It is years ago, years and years.
Anyway, but yeah, but we're cool now. I mean, like you said, it helped us to learn about each other, learn how to handle arguments. I mean,
yeah,
because I mean things are going good
until
then. So it's like you don't really know how to handle arguments until you have an
until you
argument.
get into it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just a crazy, weird situation, but it happened, and he took offense to it, and I'm sorry that you did, but I still love you.
Aww, I still love you too.
Anyways, okay, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you liked our story times, or if you want more story times, please let us know. We will be back next week with another banger video. I'm not sure what kind of video, maybe a vlog or something.
I know you gotta get your beauty stuff out at some point.
I have a fashion haul coming with like a bunch of clothes. Yeah, look out for that. Oh, by the way, this wine was really good. Go get the bottles.
Called The Palm by Whispering Angel. Oh, rose.
Would you look at that?
Cool.
All right. See you guys in the next video. Bye.